Affrilachia, Black Life, Belonging, and Survival in Appalachia. Aligned theme: poverty is shaped by systems, history, and access, not individual character. When people picture Appalachia, they are often shown a single story: white, rural, poor, and isolated. That story leaves out generations of African Americans who have lived, worked, created art, and built communities in the region. Affrilachia is the name scholars and artists use to reclaim that erased history and to challenge the idea that Appalachian poverty is the result of personal failure. African Americans have been part of Appalachia since the region's earliest development. Enslaved people were forced to labor on farms, in timber camps, and later in coal mines. After emancipation, many black families remained, not because opportunity was abundant, but because systems of labor, land ownership, and segregation made leaving difficult. Coal companies owned housing, stores, and transportation. Workers were often paid in company scrip instead of money, keeping families trapped in cycles of debt. Despite these conditions, Black Appalachian communities created rich cultural traditions. Music, poetry, storytelling, and church life became ways to preserve identity and dignity in places that offered little protection. The Affrilachian poets, including writers like Frank X. Walker, use language to insist that Black voices belong in Appalachian narratives. Their work refuses the idea that poverty defines worth. This history directly challenges how readers interpret The Glass Castle. When the Walls family struggles in Welch, readers may judge their poverty as the result of poor choices. Affrilachia complicates that judgment. Intelligence, creativity, and hard work do not guarantee stability when systems restrict access to land, jobs, education, and healthcare. Place matters. History matters. At the same time, Affrilachian writers do not argue that individuals have no agency. People still make decisions, resist exploitation, and imagine better futures. The tension between agency and constraint is central. This raises an important inquiry question. When we see poverty, how do we decide whether it comes from individual action, systemic barriers, or both? Because much Affrilachian history is preserved through poetry, oral storytelling, and cultural essays, readers must evaluate sources carefully. These texts prioritize lived experience over statistics. That gives them emotional truth, but it also requires readers to ask whose voices are centered and whose are missing. Paired with The Glass Castle, Affrilachia teaches students to question simple blame narratives and to see poverty as a structural condition, not a moral flaw.